Shawn Flemming from Jolly Roger Tackle, and today we're going to share with you some tips on how we build our spinner rigs as well as how to fish them on Mille Lacs. Well, the basic setup I use is a 7-foot medium heavy bait casting rod. I like these lower profile reels, all mono. I just use 10-pound XT. And then for the bouncer, most of the time a 2-ounce with that 10-foot snell. You know, conditions like today, it does a real nice job of keeping it to the bottom. If it's really windy, you know, you get your 25, 30 mile an hour winds, I'll put on a 3-ounce just to make sure it's on the bottom. And sometimes even on real calm days, I might go down to an 1.5 ounces, but it's better to err on the heavier side, make sure that rig's on the bottom, which I think is the most important.
Ooh.
I need a net?
I think so. On this fish, it's got the right kind of shake.
Good deal.
He came quick, but now he's sitting there thinking hard and long about his trip into the boat. And he doesn't want anything to do with it.
Oh yeah.
So Shawn, I don't think this is one of those 28-inch or over fish, but I know you fish a lot of tournaments out here. You've done really well recently. Is this the kind of bite, is this the kind of pattern that you look to put a bigger fish into the boat with? Pulling spinners out here in these flats?
Oh yeah, I mean, what I like about it, what I love about pulling spinners is it's a good way to catch both slot fish, like if you're in a tournament situation.
Yep.
And at any time you can have a big one whack it too. So.
Sure. Well,
seem to catch them in all shapes and sizes on spinners.
On most lakes, this is a fish at a tournament you wouldn't even think about throwing back.
Oh yeah.
But Mille Lacs with the slot, obviously, we'll go ahead and put a tape to her, but probably just under. So, like I said, 24-inch fish, not keepable on Mille Lacs, but I sure like catching them, and I sure like putting them back just as much.
I'll tell you a little bit about how I got started. I do a lot of spinner fishing on Mille Lacs and other lakes, and I've been building my own rigs for many, many years. I really just wasn't happy with the rigs that the store-bought rigs that you find in any of your local bait shops. So I set out to build the best spinner on the market. And you know, we like to use the word tournament grade, meaning you can have the confidence to pull one of our rigs off the shelf and use it in a tournament and know it's not going to break on you or it's going to catch fish. So as for line, Jolly Roger, we use 10-foot snells tied with Seaguar Red Label fluorocarbon, 15-pound. And you know, before starting Jolly Roger, I did a lot of testing with different lines. I went to Cabela's one day and I bought just about every line that they had and kept a log sheet. And on that log sheet, we kept track of fish caught, hookup percentage, and just kept notes of how often the line twisted or kinked and how much mileage we got out of the rigs. And the Seaguar Red Label outperformed them all.
I don't know, Shawn, what it is about a spinner, but the hit, there's something about it. The way it's just real slow at times, seems pretty innocent.
Yep.
You go to drop that rod and you set the hook, boom. There's certain types of fishing I like more than others. And I think most times for me, it comes down to the hook set. That's the glory part, right? That's the fun.
What do you got there?
Just another classic fish. I'm just gonna hand land this fish. Hooked twice. Pop that one out. And right in the corner of the mouth. Whew! You do this all the time. I love doing it when I can. Admittedly, I'm not as much of a spinner fisherman as you are, Shawn, but you're showing me something here today. This is a lot of fun.
Yeah, it is.
So back she goes. This fish released so strong. Here's that electric perch again. Just been a real winner of a pattern for me. Over the past couple weeks up here in Mille Lacs, end of June, it's been absolutely dynamite. It's plugged its way through bug hatches. It looks a lot like a bait fish, in my opinion. It's got some nice color. We got some high sun here today, mix of clouds. It's just been a real good pattern throughout multiple conditions.
As far as colors for Mille Lacs goes, I've got 5 or 6 that outproduce every time. One's more of a crayfish pattern. It's called Sunrise Craw. Another one, and that's also has a little bit of a buggy look to it. It's very good when the bugs are hatching. We've also got a goby pattern, which is also great when the bugs are hatching. And then my best forage blades are Firebelly, Electric Perch, and Baby Walleye. And as far as big fish goes, I've caught 3 over 28 this year on the Electric Perch, and I don't know what it is about that blade, but it seems to put the big ones in the boat. Also, was playing numerous 26s and 27s as well.
All right, I got a fish going. Point the rod to the fish, and then sweep home. Take up the extra line, and that's all there is to it on hook setting with these things. Feels like a decent fish. I tell you what, spinners are a ton of fun, if for nothing else than the hook set. You know, another great way to do it, if you're unsure, if you're not certain about how to go about it, you want to just try putting it in the rod holder. A lot of times the natural movement of the boat will set the hook for you. So at least when you're starting, that might take some of the guesswork out of the equation, but setting the hook's a whole heck of a lot more fun, I think.
You net, Joel?
Yeah, let's net this guy. Oh. Nice little fish. A little bit smaller than our average for the day, but he certainly ate it. I tell you what, hooks on these spinners are superb. And this one's right in the corner. Oh, look at that. Popped right out. Get rid of some excess line. He's alive and well to kick another day.
So when I started, most of the spinner blades that you can find are silver, gold, orange, green, and they work sometimes, but I couldn't really find anything that did a good job mimicking different forage species that you'll find in different bodies of water. So at Jolly Roger, we've got over 35 different patterns. They're hand painted with using automotive paints. They're virtually indestructible. I've actually got one on my keychain that I've had for about 1.5 years now. And when I show it to people, I ask them to try to scratch the paint out with their fingernail. And so you're probably going to lose the blades before the paint ever wears off on them. And we've got a lot of patterns that mimic perch and shad and different forage species, and it really has a natural effect to it. And my theory is when those spinners are going by the fish, they think, hey, that's something natural, and they don't hesitate to come in and slam it. So when it came down to testing hooks, we used the same approach we did with the line. We used many different styles and brands, and we fished them side by side, and we kept notes on hookup percentage, durability, and the Gamakatsu's the one flat out outshined the rest. It was really that hookup percentage. These things are so sharp that they probably out-hooked the second place hook by 10–15%. And from a durability standpoint, I've got rigs that have probably caught at least 100 fish, and they're still as sharp as when I took the hooks out of the package. Getting a little angry here.
Want me to net that fish?
Yeah, we'll see here. There we go. Electric perch strikes again.
So Shawn, if you had to pick one blade for big fish, what's your big fish blade?
You know, this electric perch and firebelly have put a lot of big fish in the boat this summer. I got a baby walleye too. This one happens to be an electric perch. It's been the hot one today, but I got a 29 in a tournament a couple weeks ago, and that was on a baby walleye. And then opening weekend, we got a big one, 29-incher on a firebelly. And I'd say those three have probably been the best. There she goes.
So Shawn, I don't know what we were pulling, what speed we were pulling when we just caught that fish. I haven't even really looked at the graph, know what we've been doing all day, but what are your preferences out here? Do you change your speeds? You keep it the same? What are you looking to do?
You know, I almost always keep it at about 1 mile an hour. You know, anywhere in that 0.8 to 1.1 range. It seemed to be the best. I have tried faster and you know, put on a 3 or 4 ounce bouncer and, you know, maybe even kick it up to 2, but catch fish doing it sometimes, but that 1 mile an hour has been the magical speed for me.
we can't argue with the results today. I tell you what, I've been really happy with how we've done out here. It's just been wonderful. A lot of big fish, a lot of fish just over the slot, all sizes, all varieties, and plenty of them. So I'd just like to say thanks, Shawn, for taking me out, and it's been a lot of fun fishing with the spinners.
Yeah, well, thank you. Enjoyed it.